I've been doing agroforestry and permaculture for around 20 years. This is my first time in a virtual version of it, so you'll have to give me some leeway. I would say permaculture is the container that agroforestry can fit under. Permaculture is a design system, but we can design forests, we can design farms, we can design businesses, we can design schools, we can do lots of different design work. Agroforestry is a sustainable land use system, so we're taking the wisdom of a forest, the layers of a forest, the way that a forest maintains itself, and we're applying that to agriculture. So we're taking our crops that are either marketable or valuable to us for food and sustenance, and we are utilizing the model of a forest system. This would be an example of an agroforestry system at 2 to 3 years. This is a banana, obviously in the front, lots of different other species, and then you can see it 7 to 10 years later as it filled into the system. And it's all about connecting the pieces together so that they have optimal relationships. We're really in a business of relationship creation. We've got some wild times right now and wild times ahead, and food is just skyrocketing in value, which is great if you're a food producer, but it's an interesting time. And Grandma survived because her supply chain was local and she knew how to do stuff. So let's do stuff. So this is something we do in real life. We call it like plant speed dating. We're going to have you meet up with another card that you think might be good together. So what we're looking for is a ground cover like sweet potato is going to be really nice around a tree like cacao that might want a lot of cover on the ground, but it's not going to get any when it's little. Because again, this is relationship building. If we do a really good job building relationships between plants and elements in the system, we're going to work ourselves out of a job, which is what we want. We just want to come and pick yummy or valuable things. We're going to basically fine contour is the first thing we're going to do so that we know where our level line is. At that point, you can decide if you would like to do an entire terrace, which would be a very, very wide bed that you can, have room to walk on. And it could be very, very wide, or it can be small. So there's some different strategies to go about it. An A-frame is kind of the easiest to build, the lowest technology version of a level, but a lot of folks have access to laser levels. Those work amazing. I really like the water levels, which is basically two like yardsticks with a water pipe in between them, and so water always finds level. So those are really great if you have a larger space to do, because you can have a 20-foot or 50-foot line between those. So those are really valuable. So we're going to think about, and Ryan, maybe you can tell us about the site a little bit.
Yeah, so it's a hospitality concept for group travel specifically. So groups of 10 plus people. These two structures combined have 18 beds, and then we might put some other villas on the site. But yeah, if you can hear me now before it cut out, the main question I had for Stephanie was, this slope here in around here is close to housing. And I saw that on one of your slides, you said that permaculture has like zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3, depending on, like, I think it was how it relates to housing. And so are there some types of crops that we should, go for or avoid in context of planting that is relatively close to where the people are going to live? We could basically follow the contours and do several different rows. Like here we could just kind of put rows all the way down the hill.
Maybe your paths in this system are like windy and more like a park and more like this really sweet space with benches and gathering spaces in the shade of the mango. And so you're designing it more for everyday enjoyment, as opposed to like a large agroforestry system. You're going to want to put that, in some semblance of rows, just for efficiency of moving trucks through, of moving workers through.
Looks great.
Very cool.
While I was talking, you were doing that, and then I'm in VR, and I turned around, and I have this like forest behind me. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, right. Didn't notice that, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to take longer than that to do this on the actual land, but this is really, yeah, and join our Discord as well, or email newsletter just to keep in touch. I definitely want to do some hands-on and take this virtual to the physical probably at the end of this year or early next year.